thank you very much for coming. Welcome to London. First of all, congratulations. You have a new baby. How was that experience?
Thank you very much. His name is Grigor. He's 8 months, and I am very happy.
His name is Grigor?
Yes, Grigor.
Yeah. Have you had a lot of sleep?
Yes. Normal.
Normal, okay. How much are you looking forward to this fight with Chris Eubank Jr.?
Full time. Ja, ich freue mich sehr und ich freue mich, dass ich in England boxe und wir werden sehen, wie der Kampf ausgeht. Aber ich freue mich, sag mal so kurz, ich freue mich auf den Kampf sehr.
Yes, I'm pleased about the fight. I'm very pleased to be fighting here in England, and I think it will be a good fight.
And you won your last 2 fights, so do you see this fight as a way to get back to the top, to have another world title fight, potentially?
Jetzt ist der 3. Kampf, dass ich gewinnen muss.
This is the 3rd fight that I'm going to have to win.
Okay. Chris, how are you? How have you been since we saw you in February?
I've been good. I've been in the gym, which is what I'm supposed to be doing.
And have you been itching to get back into the ring as soon as possible?
Most definitely. I want to be active, and this is it's a great opportunity for me. I want to fight at least 3-4 times a year, so we're well on our way to making that goal now.
How much respect do you have for this man who's been in the ring and has obviously been a world champion at 2 weights as well, and has been in the ring with some really big names, Carl Froch, Andre Ward, and obviously Ramirez recently as well? How much respect do you have for him?
I respect every fighter. It's, anybody that steps into the ring has my respect. He's done in his career, but this is my time now. This is the next generation. I've been preparing my whole life to fight the best, and now I've got an opportunity here to fight one of the top super middleweights in the world, and to really make my stamp on the division. So I'm ready.
And what do you make of his style from what you've seen when you've watched him?
He's strong. He's strong. He's a come forward fighter, but he's one-dimensional. He's very good in that one dimension, but a one-dimensional fighter can't beat me. I see a lot of holes in his game, and I'm going to exploit those holes ruthlessly.
Arthur, you're one-dimensional, Chris says.
Ja, sag ich habe meine eigene dimensionale Taktik. Das ist unser System. Wir haben nicht so 20 Taktiken, wir haben eine, die korrekte.
Yes, I have one dimension, one tactic. We don't have 20 different tactics. We have one, and that's the right one.
But you're not concerned that Chris says you only have one tactic and he knows how to beat it?
Sie sind nicht besorgt.
Was?
Sie sind nicht besorgt. Haben wir nichts gesagt, nur eine Dimension.
Das ist unsere Taktik. Wir gehen mit unserer Taktik durch dick und dünn. Und wir gewinnen mit dem Taktik, wie mein Trainer Uli Wegner macht.
That's our tactic. It's a tactic that we use, and it's a tactic that we win with, as my trainer will tell you.
You've got a very good, you've fought a lot of British boxers. You lost to Carl Froch, but you've beaten a lot of the others. You've beaten Martin Murray, and you've beaten Paul Smith as well. How confident are you when you come up against a British boxer in particular?
Sie haben schon gegen viele Briten gewonnen. Also ist das jetzt bequem.
Was man gemacht hat, ist gut. Was man nicht gemacht hat, ist auch gut. Das ist alles Vergangenheit. Man muss immer neu beweisen. Und das ist das Wichtigste, was man jetzt beweisen muss. Alles, was gut war oder schlecht war, ist schon vorbei. Man muss immer neu beweisen.
Whatever is in the past, whether it was good or bad, you have to prove yourself again and again.
When you have a look at the box ratings, which a lot of people do as a sort of independent judges of these things, you're 4 and 5 in the super middleweight rankings. Does this feel like the right fight at the right time for you?
Yes, this is. I said after I won the IBO world title, I want to fight the best now. I'm at the stage of my career where I need to be fighting the best or fighting for titles. He's very highly ranked in the super middleweight division. I'm not a super middleweight, I'm a middleweight. I walk around at 12 stones, but my ability, my passion, my speed, my determination enables me to surpass or it counteracts the weight. So I'm not worried about fighting a bigger man. You know, I have a game plan here. I know the type of fighter he is, and I know what I need to do to beat him.
You prefer fighting at super middle, even though maybe you say you're more naturally a middleweight. You prefer the super middleweight.
There is no preference. I don't have a preference. It's I want titles and I want names, and I want you know the fights that are going to bring me the you know they're gonna build my legacy and make me the most money. And this is a great opportunity here against a man like Abraham to you know to silence some of the haters. Let's put it that way.
You feel you've got some out there?
Just a few, one or two.
Why's that? Why do you think they're out there?
Listen, I've had haters, doubters, naysayers. You know, from the moment I stepped into the ring 5 years ago, 6 years ago. You know, that's part and parcel of the sport. You know, I guess this is a fight that you could say we'll silence one or two of them because you know some people like to say that I haven't been tested or you know. Well, yeah, but I haven't been tested, and you can't say that against a man like him.
Do you use that as a motivation? What people say about you, what you read occasionally?
Does it motivate me? I guess you could say that. You know, it's something I've dealt with my entire career. You know, people saying that I'm only where I am because of my father, and you know, if it wasn't for the opportunities I've been given, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today. But you know, as I've said before, it doesn't matter what your name is. If you can't fight, you can't fight. You can't inspire the public. You can't have you know, people respect what you're doing, and the amount of following, the amount of followers I have, and the amount of interest I bring to the sport. You know, it doesn't matter what your name is. If you can't fight, then you're not going to generate any of that. So I don't really do too much into that. All I do is focus on what I need to do to be the best fighter I can be.
There may well be a decision on this quite soon. Do you want this to be a final eliminator for the IBF title?
Like I said, I want the belts. Groves, the Gale. These are the fights that I deserve to be in, and beating Arthur Abraham will solidify that claim. And I'm sure we'll be able to get those fights on, you know, this year, if not early next year.
You know the Eubank name very well. Chris Senior has just come into the room as well. What did you watch a lot of his fights? What does the Eubank name mean to you over the years?
Also ich kenne ihn, ist eine ganz große Boxer, hat in Deutschland auch sehr oft geboxt, hat sehr gute Kämpfe gemacht und so wie gemacht hat, kennen alle wissen, ist ein guter Showman und auch ein guter Boxer.
I know him, he's fought many good fights, including in Germany, and everyone knows that he's a good boxer, he's a good showman and a good fighter.
And do you want this to be a final eliminator, maybe for an IBF title as well? Because if it were to be, you've got another chance if you were to beat Chris Eubank at a world title.
Für mich ist wichtig dieser Kampf, dass ich diesen Kampf gewinne. Danach, alle Optionen sind offen, dann mache ich den nächsten Kampf. Wichtig ist, dass ich diesen Kampf gewinne.
The important thing now is to win this fight, and after that, there may be more fights. We'll see what happens then.
What have you made of Chris Eubank Jr. when you've watched his fights? What do you think his strengths are? What do you think you need to work on to try and beat him?
Ich brauche ihn jetzt nicht so viel über seine Taktik verraten. Ich zeige euch im Ring.
I don't really need to talk so much about his tactics now. I'll show you all when I'm in the ring.
Okay. Anybody like to ask some questions from the floor? We could have one-on-ones upstairs in the rumpus room with some photos as well. Anybody got any questions they want to ask in the meantime? No? Yep.
Chris, you alluded to the fact you walk around at 12 stone, so just to clarify, you make middleweight easily and simply stepped up to super middle because of the opportunities and it seemed like a better career path?
Say that again?
I'm guessing from your claim to make 12 stone or to walk around at 12 stone, you stepped up at super middleweight merely because it was a better career path, not because it's difficult to make middleweight anymore.
That's right. I'm confident in my abilities fighting bigger men is it's not an issue for me. So it's not that I was struggling to make middleweight. No.
Do you entertain a possibility of returning to middleweight for the right?
Of course, there's some great fights to be made at that weight. So it's kind of whatever opportunity is put in front of me first, I will take. Whether that's at super middleweight or middleweight.
Cool.
Yes, in the middle there.
Chris, Arthur's never been stopped before. Are you going to attempt to maybe try and do that at all?
Attempt, I'm going to do it. I don't go into the ring with anything, any other mindset other than I'm going to take this guy out. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that he doesn't see the final round.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Grant, should we have a word with Chris Senior?
Yeah, if you're ready.
Do you want to take the two boys go upstairs now?
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Yeah.
The two men.
Or they can, they can stay for a little bit. That's all. Let's see. Chris.
Should we just go up?
Just the ones upstairs. Just going now. Yes. Grant, you want hello, Chris.
Now it's upstairs?
Huh? Why, do you want to talk to him? Grant, do you want to give Chris wants to speak to one-on-ones upstairs?
We can wait here just now, no one's going to go up.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid?
Let's go there again for a second.
We go?
We just stay seated while we do this and then we'll take everyone.
Here? You sit down here, Kim, you sit down there. How are you?
Excellent.
Excellent. What did you make of this fight looking at it? Ranked 4 and 5 in the world? Just what Chris Jr. needs, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah. Actually, what he needs is the champions, but I've done such a comprehensive job in building Junior to be what he is now. Him being built, I now step back. So you will see me actually not being so much in the forefront. But the fact that he has been built comprehensively, it seems that the job has been done so well that the champions don't want to fight him.
Do you think they're running scared?
Well, why will the game not fight him? We've been calling him out. He's been offered vast amounts of money to fight Junior. No, that's not right for an IBF champion. If you're a champion, defend your title. I mean, who else do we have to fight? They're running. So my job is done. Now I'm stepping back. He has all he needs. The great warrior we have here in Arthur Abraham. See now, as far as boxing and the fraternity is concerned, they will say, "Oh, it's a tough fight." I don't think it is. I think he's again in danger, as they all are. And so, talk is cheap. I will now step back and let him do what he does. Let me just rephrase that. I will now step back and let him do what he do.
As I said to Chris Jr., this is a record to be respected, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Two-weight world champion 3 times, age 37, with as over 50 fights as he has,
Yes.
in with the very best in the world.
Yes.
This is a man who knows exactly what he's doing.
Have you ever heard the term Panzer tank?
I've heard the words, yeah.
Okay. It's a German tank.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what he is. He is a proper warrior. And the performance he will now deliver it may shine a little light on what his team have been building for these years. And after the fight, you know, we are looking for the best. We're looking for the champions. You know, it may seem as though we're quiet right now. We're quiet because we know they will not fight us. So we'll keep on plugging away.
Well, James DeGale may have no choice quite soon if you were to win this, and the IBF do decree this to be a final eliminator. He has to fight.
I don't want to
Chris Jr.
I don't want to have my son arguing with me about Fs. No Fs. He's not dealing with Fs. You know, we are plowing through this. Let me rephrase. Junior is plowing through this. My job now is done.
Your job is done, is it?
Yes, it is. I step back now.
You're going to step back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Arthur when he said that he basically has one tactic? Are you thinking that's not such a good idea? You need a little bit more in your box than that.
You know, his tactic, he's a come forward warrior of the highest caliber. And this will probably have him in a great deal of trouble, to put it lightly. Can't do that with him. You can't come forward with this one idea of, you know, he's a tank. This is a warship. It's a carrier. Okay, so there you go.
You can't, he can't come forward just with this one idea, Chris Senior is saying.
Sagt, redet theoretisch gut, aber sein Sohn hört nicht mal zu, er spielt mit seinem Handy dann. Papa ist gut.
In theory, what you're saying is good, but your son isn't listening anymore.
He doesn't because he knows. He doesn't listen because he knows. Did you tell him?
Okay.
Sagt theoretisch sind alle stark, aber im Ring wird anders sein.
In theory, everyone is strong, but in the ring, we'll see how it really pans out.
Okay, well, I've given my humble prediction.
Dann soll Nostradamus arbeiten. Dann könnte Nostradamus sein, sagt alles schon voraus.
And you can say whatever you want. You can forecast anything you want.
I have.
You have, yeah. Let's finish with your humble prediction. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Well, but he will get stopped. That for Junior certain, I believe he will do just that. And he's only going to do that because he's going to allow him to, because he's going to come for it.
We'll see. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. One-on-ones upstairs in the rumpus room. Thank you.
And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.